All right, so today is day 9 for Akira, and we talked a little bit this morning about the the third and final phase of learning. So just as a little bit of a recap, um, phase 1 is going to be the teach phase, and that's where we are putting a word to an action, right? So it's word recognition to a particular action. So every time I'm able to put my dog into a position where he sits down, and what does the sit actually mean? So what I want it to mean is that my bum is on the floor, my hands are out in front of me, and my chest is up and off of the floor, right? Um, every single time that I put him into that position, I am going to say the word sit, right? So no matter what that word is, if I continue to do that long enough, the association with that word completed with that action, he is going to assume that when I tell him the word, he's going to complete that particular action. So it's word association. Then we move on to the second phase. The second phase is going to be the teaching phase. Teaching phase, what that means is now I can, now that Akira has learned something and he understands what it is that I'm asking of him, now I can hold him accountable. It's an accountability phase where now physical correction is allowed. So if I'm first trying to teach him something, whether that is to spin around or to roll over or do anything like that, I cannot physically correct him until he understands what he's doing is wrong or is right. So that's where that second phase comes in. Then now we are working on that third phase. The third phase being the proofing phase. Now it's showing, now Akira has to provide me proof that he knows and he understands what that action means across 4 different elements. And remember, those elements are going to be distance, duration, distraction, and environment. He has to show me that, so for example, if the action is to sit, he has to show me that he understands the sit across those 4 different elements. So starting with duration. I like to start off with duration in general because when we first teach a dog how to do something, we are generally like right next to them, right? We're showing them how to do things, and we're right up on them. So it would be unfair for me to start off with distance and teaching him how to do something at this far length away, because we've never taught him that way. We've always been right next to him. So I start off with duration, then I go into distance, and then I go into distraction, and a lot of these things have crossover. So this is just the intro to one of those things, and we are going to break down the way that he learns across those 4 different elements. We're going to go ahead and we're going to break that down even further in the next coming weeks. So we're going to break down when it comes to duration exactly how we want you to do that. So what I want you to really focus on with this homework is, now that I want you to focus on the distraction portion of this homework. Remember how we had somebody, or how I was bouncing the ball this morning? You're going to just have somebody bounce the ball, and I'm going to put him into a sit. Sit. Good. And if he is to move from that, I'm just staring at 2 different parts. I'm staring at his bum, and I'm also staring at his head. His head's going to show me his focus. His bum is going to tell me if he's actually going to move from that particular spot. And if he decides to get up at any particular point, I am going to immediately go ahead and give him a correction. Now, if he's been sitting here for 30, 40 seconds and he's been a good boy, I'm going to go ahead and give him a good boy, buddy. Good boy. Right? Now remember, when you give him that good boy, you give him that good, yes, you did really, really well, that is a release. He's allowed to stand up. He's allowed to do all those other things. So if we want him back into that position, sit. We have to lock him back into that position. Good. Good. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Good sit. Free. All right. So that's what I want you guys to focus on tonight. Is I want you to put him into a sit and have somebody bouncing a ball, have somebody doing something fun in front of him, having treats or something around him, and he has to sit there. And if he shows even a little smudge of doing something other than sitting, you're going to give him a correction. That's going to show him who's going to be the person who's in charge, right? It's actually going to show him a little bit of leadership, that I have to stay doing that thing while mom tells me to do it, and I can't move unless she tells me to do something else, right? So a lot of your problems will go away, like the small little things, like where if he's outside and he doesn't want to come back inside. These, when you're practicing the proofing phase, those are this is the phase where he used to not come back in. Now he actually has to, right? And you'll see a lot of those problems go away where he used to not come back in, and now he's coming back in every single time. So the more and more you practice it, the better and better he gets. So sit, and we'll watch him as Rosie passes by. Nope, sit, sit. Notice how that was an immediate. Nope, sit. Good boy. Sit. Notice how that was nope, sit. Notice how that was an immediate reaction, and every single time he does it, I immediately am going to correct that. Yes. Good boy. All right, so that's going to be your homework until the next time that you guys come back out, and we will see you on the next video.